Okay, hey everyone, the weather's supposed to be good for a few days, so I thought I would change the bearings in the hydroelectric turbine. Just come down here. You hear those bearings? Whoa, they don't sound good. Right, I'll bring you in and show you the problem. Okay, so here is the problem. Quite a significant amount of play. It's actually rattling around a little bit. So we're going to take this all apart, take it to the shed and do some maintenance on it and figure out what the problem is. I've got the new bearings in and hopefully we'll change them. Okay, that's all the connections, all the bolts out, wobbling, connections off, so we should be able to lift this out now. I haven't moved this for well over a year now, so no, since the last time it broke down, first time it broke down, so it's good to get it out, clean it all up. So let's wiggle this out of there, there we go. Oh, lost our washer, don't fly away, need that. Right, so want that and that can stay on there unless we can get that off fairly easily. Yet we can, so we'll take that off. We'll get that off of there as well. There we go. Okay, so this is it after a year's use. Let's see if we can get you to be able to see in there. There we go. As you can see, a lot of the surfaces are polished up. There's a bit of grit and grime on some of it. So it's quite hard to see in there, it's dark. But yeah, it's got a distinctive wobble to it that we need to fix. But other than that, it will look good really. It's just a bit stuck on. I'm getting it moved, but it needs a bit of heat, I think. I'm getting somewhere now with a bit of wedging action from some cold chisels. It is coming. We'll just persist. Okay, so it's off. So this is the first look. I haven't done anything to this yet. This is the first look to see how tight the hole is around the shaft there. It's very tight. It even had quite a bit of silicone around it. So there shouldn't have been too much water splashing in, and that sits against a very tight hole as well on the case I built. So if it's water ingress, you know, there's another water seal behind here as well, so you know, I don't think it should have been that. So let's get all this taken apart and we'll get it in the shed. Here is the Pelton wheel after 5,000 hours of use, 850 kilowatt hours so far. Very impressed indeed. I've got no real wear. The spoons have just been polished a little bit. Very nice, really nice. I mean, overall this is a cheap product, you know, this isn't, I had problems with it, it's cheap, but it's actually quite well balanced and actually holding up very well. I expected to see significant wear on these. I can foresee another 3, even 4, possibly even 5 years use out of one of these, and they're like 25 quid. So really, that's very, very impressive. Happy with that. It was welded on a little bit, but a bit of wedging got it off. We're going to clean all this up, get it all back together nice. Okay, so in the shed, so I'd just like to say before we start taking this apart, the intention of this video is not to have a go at this product. It is a very nice product. It works perfectly for what I've been using it for, and the person who sells them has been supportive about this and is genuinely interested in my findings, and I feel like if I find something that was a fault with this product, he would change it. So this isn't to have a go at the products, it's just to investigate what's actually happened here, because 5,000 hours, 7 months of use, under not a significant load or too fast RPM, it should have lasted longer. That's all there is to it. So let's get it apart and see what happened. It's going to be easier said than done. It's going to jostle the camera around, so I'll pull it apart and then I'll show you what. Right, there is one piece off, and I can see water in there. I can see stuff that's not good going on in there. So we'll take it all apart. It's to be expected though, so we'll take it apart and see if that seal has busted. Okay, just levering this up carefully. Here we go, got it off. This is the first look here. Okay, that's the second plate. Pull some of this off of here. There's the play. Not evident that water is actually getting to the bearings yet though. So I'm going to get this cleaned up a little bit, get some cloth, and we'll investigate further. So it's cleaned up as much as I can get it. Now I don't have a replacement seal, so I'd like to get this out without damaging it. So I'm going to give that a try now. Just try and get it from all sides with a little pick here. I can hear the suction breaking. He did say if I need one, he can send me one. And it should be replaced for sure. But he's in America. And as most of you probably realise, I'm not. There it is. It's out. And it is full of water. Absolutely full of water. That's the problem. So there's the seal, completely intact, hasn't been pinched or anything. And you saw the size of the hole. The size of the hole was very small, so it wasn't that there's like an excessive amount of water being splashed on it. The hole was only the size of the shaft. It is exactly the same size as the shaft. In fact, there it is. And then that goes into an even smaller hole in the case itself. So I don't think that is an excessively sized hole. That also had all silicone around it as well, so that shouldn't be an excessively sized hole. And the bearing, the seal is intact. I'll clean it up further, but it is intact. I believe what has happened is probably silty water has worn down the actual sealing surface on the shaft, maybe on the shaft around there, but it does look intact. I can't see anything wrong with it, but that is full of water. Feel that? Absolutely full of muddy silty water. So that's what's done it for sure. Water in there, guaranteed. That's the problem. Bearings are rusted, they got silty water in them, and a combination of corrosion and silt worn them down, and that's why we've got excessive play. So I think it's not a balance problem. It's not a I don't think it's a design problem, because the guy said to me, asked me some questions about it, about how fast it was running, and how fast it was running, how much power it was producing, and stuff like that. And you know, I wasn't pushing its limits by any stretch. It's running at about a quarter of its capacity actually. So yeah, I think what we've got is a problem of the seal. I think the seal is the issue here. What's that there? Something's just fallen out of the seal. Don't think it might be something that I put in there maybe. Still investigating. The seal looks fine, it really does. I'm going to clean it all out, but yeah, no breaks in it. Right, so yeah, let's get this squeezed out. I think I might have to make a plate to press this out in the vise or something, but let's get it out and see those bearings, what's going on with them. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is a slight design issue with the actual product, I must admit. I'm thinking that that water seal isn't sufficient. I think it probably needs different seal, fatter seal, or two seals with a cavity in between with grease or something like that, to stop that water from getting in. Like I say, that isn't a problem design fault. That's or it needs, like, you know, like a flange or something that goes on the other side with another seal on it, something like that. You know, if you had, instead of relying on a hole like that water could get through, if it was designed so it came with a flange that went on the other side, just like a piece of aluminium or something with another seal in it, like that, and you pack grease between those two, that could be something maybe. But yeah, that's what's happened here. The guy did say that he hasn't had much feedback on these, so you can't blame him for if no one's telling him the issue, then you can't blame it really. I mean, it has worked well, but yeah, I think I'm quite sure. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to have a go for no reason, because like I say, I do like the product, but I do believe that is a design fault. But I'm not an engineering expert, but I think that it's a design fault with the product. Okay, I'm gonna just have a go at pressing this out. Just seen there's a circlip down in here that needs to come out. Let's try and pick that out there. Oh man, I hate these things. Circlip pliers are all well and good, but you can't always get them down into places. I find the best is just to get an edge up like that. Right, there's the clip off. And it didn't ping my eye out, although I did have my safety squints engaged. Let's stick that on there. So now I think we're ready to try and figure out a way of pressing this shaft out. And I haven't got a press, but I've got a vise. I'm just mounting this plate back on because I'll be able to press it easier, because I need some edges to press against. I'm thinking that, you know, if this was mounted the other way up, so at the moment it's mounted on the side, if it was laying down, then the water would be more inclined to fall down away from the seal. So that would obviously help. I know that's going to be a suggestion in the comments, and that is true. However, this product is designed to be used in this orientation. That's why the water seal's there, you know. It is designed to be able to be used in this orientation. I've seen it advertised and used in this orientation before, I believe. I'm willing to stand corrected, but I'm pretty sure I've seen pictures. In fact, I'll have a look and see if I can bring some up and put them in this video. But yeah, I believe it is designed to be used in this orientation. And the guy that actually makes these had a look at the videos of me when I made this, and he didn't say, oh, it's in the wrong orientation or anything like that, so I don't think that's the problem. It is designed to be used this way, although if it was the other way that probably would be better now in retrospect. I'm just going to put this on something like that and try and push this shaft out. Not going to be easy though, I don't think. It is actually coming out, surprisingly, with some soft taps with a hammer. I'm afraid I can't really set the camera up anywhere where it doesn't jump about, but I am just it's coming. I'm going to have that out in a second, so I'll get it out and then I'll set you up again. Okay, so there it is. Well, there's the bearings. Very crusty. Hear them? Very crusty. Shaft. Rather crusty too, covered in water. So it's definitely a problem. The next job is to get these out. So the problem is that I'm gonna do all this, put it back together, and the same problem is going to reoccur. And without rebuilding the whole thing and figuring, I mean, I'm going to pack a load of grease in it and stuff, and so on. I might even try and put a slight tilt to it one way or another, but the chances are I'm going to get this same problem again, which is disappointing, and I don't know what I can do about it really. If I had a full machine shop, I would do like I suggested and make a flange on the other side with another water seal in it. That's not really something I can do with my tools. So I'm going to get these bearings out, replace them, and we'll get another year out of it anyway, and hopefully the seller will come up with a solution and we'll work together and improve the product. And like I say, this isn't having a go at this product. I do like it. I still like it. But yeah, it's got a fault, I think. Right, let's get this clip out. Safety squints engaged. Oh man, that's a big one. Might have to find some pliers for that. I got this set up with an old paint can underneath, so it doesn't hit the coils there. Socket. Just going to knock these bearings out. There's one. There's two. Turn that back over. Get the bearings out of here. Have a look. See what's going on. There's a little seal between a little compression washer or spacer between the two, and look at the state of them. I mean, they're sealed bearings as well, and just a lot of water's got in there. Yeah. I mean, you can't really feel the play. Oh, you can. Yeah, that one's got play. That one's alright. There, that one's fine. So, I mean, there's a number of things. It could be manufacturing fault. I suppose we could take the seal off of these. Pop the seal out of that. See what's happened inside of here. Oh, look at that, look. Look. That'll be the problem. Pop that one out of there. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Look at this one feels worse. Muddy, grimy water. One in there. Oh no, this one's the better one. This one's still got a little bit of grease in there actually. That's the crusty one. Shouldn't sound like that. Shouldn't spin like that. I don't know if you remember, I did a video, an update video, and I was getting more power from it than when I first put it together. That's why, look. No resistance on that bearing. That's what's happened. once all the grease and everything's gone and you wear the balls down, they spin actually more efficiently, but you know, with a load of play in it. Right, well that's definitely the problem. We got to the bottom of it. So hopefully our new bearings are the right ones. Here's a new bearing. If it's not, I'm in a bad way. So it looks right. Let's get this open and we'll get them fitted and put back together, and then we'll have to have a conversation with the seller, see what the solution's going to be. Sweet. Okay. Oh, I'll probably see what bearing this is actually, who makes it. Made in Japan, NTN. It's a good quality bearing. You know, that's a decent bearing. That, nothing wrong with that. It's not cheap, that at all. Okay, put it back together. Okay, so I've done a bit of research, because as I was about to put this back together, I thought, hang on, this doesn't look right the way this seal is round. It looks like it's not right, but it was the right way around. But then those bits that came out, I thought it was rubber, but it's not. It's the spring from the seal. It's meant to be round on the inside of there to pull it together, and that has broken down, corroded and snapped into lots of little pieces. So maybe that could have been it. There's another part of it there. It's all full of junk, and it came out in little bits. So I have to try and repair that. Could really do with a new one, but I don't think that is the reason. To be honest with you, I'm not convinced that is the reason. But if that did break, corrode and break, then that needs another solution as well, doesn't it? Because that's on the outside where water is all the time, so that should be a stainless steel spring. So that could be a rubbish seal maybe, because if that had a stainless steel spring, a more suitable material, that wouldn't have corroded away. But I'm going to try and get like a washer or something, like an O-ring or something, and see if I can fix that. So I'm going to do a bit of an experiment here. I'm going to make a ring around the inside of there out of a material that's not going to get corroded. This is a piece of, well, it's the same as that, I can't remember what it's called. It's enamel coated copper wire, and I'm going to make that go in there, because the chances are I'm going to have to take this apart again anyway, because, you know, as far as I can see, I haven't fixed the actual, found the actual real problem, and I haven't got any way of fixing it really at the minute. So I'm going to have to take it apart anyway again. Probably if the guy wants to make some changes as well, I'll have to take it apart, and it didn't take long. So I'm going to experiment with making my own ring in there out of that copper wire, squeezing it together so that, you know, that's not going to get corroded this time, and it applies that tension onto it. Alright, I'm going to make that and snip it down and make it so it's not going to pierce through here with any sharp edges. We'll see if that actually helps at all. Okay, so I've made this little ring here. I've soldered the end together. That is a copper ring, and now that is going to sit inside that seal and replace what the spring did before, and that won't be getting corroded, and that's sitting in there quite tight. That's good. So let's give that a try. I think that is doing at least as much as that spring was. I've also given the inside of this a coat of paint because it was getting a bit crusty in there. I've cleaned up the shaft as well, so we'll put grease all in here and then put the seal on and squeeze it back together. Right, I'm going to see about using these two clamps like this to squeeze this on bit by bit. I think it will work, to be honest with you. Right, I'm getting this slowly. It's going in. Just trying to keep it even, that's the problem. And there we go, back together. It's got a bit more resistance now. I'm going to pack a load of grease around this seal, all in it and everything, and then I'll squeeze it up against that plate. Probably pack a load of, put some grease even around on here. I had silicone on there before, but that actually didn't seem to do much. So I'm going to have a load of grease on there now. Got a fresh coat of paint on the box, just tidy it up a bit. Nothing special, just a bit of a spruce up. So let that dry for a minute and then we'll put it back together and get it back on before the sun goes down. Okay, we're back together. Sounds better. So we'll get it fitted. I'm going to spin it up and put some paint on this outside as well. Yeah, that's more like it. We're going to lose some of the efficiency we gained because it was all worn in before, but that's okay. Bearings are changed, it's not going to destroy itself. I'm happy. Okay, let's carry it back down and get it hooked back up. Okay, it's all back together, turned on, so let's give it a try. There we go, working, no play in it. That's what we want to see. Right. Cool. There we go, got it painted. You know, it's only a rough paint job. It's all it needs is just to protect it, it's not to look good. So it kind of looks good anyway. Yeah, there you go, so we're just going to see if it's making some good power. I'll turn it up full. Although actually we won't be able to check that because there's not enough water at the minute. We'll just go and see if it's working and we'll run it full when we get a bit more rain. So there we go, hopefully you can see that, can you? Yeah, well, it's 132 watts coming in, just to show that it is all working again. Batteries are showing 25.64, that's because the 700 watt water heater is on, heating water for a bath later. But yeah, there it is all working, so it cost 20 quid in bearings, and about half a day of my time to do, so it wasn't too bad. I should get another year out of it. but I'm going to talk to the supplier and figure out exactly if there's anything we can do to stop it from happening. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and hope it was informative. I'm going to speak to the supplier and see about getting some solutions done for that problem and see what his opinion is on it. Okay, and I'll probably keep you updated, do a future update if there's any reservations on the design that he does or whatever. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.